Hey guys, this is Matt with BleepinJeep.com, and today I'm going to show you how to change the alternator on a Jeep Cherokee. But first, check out my website, BleepinJeep.com. It's got all the best off-road videos on YouTube, none of the boring stuff. We've also got some cool apparel there, and you can check out the Facebook page. Alright, to change the alternator on the Jeep Cherokee, this is 4.0 straight 6. It's pretty easy, but come over and I'll show you how. Alright, so I had some problems with the electrical system in the Cherokee, and I stopped at an auto parts store to have it tested, and they told me I had a bad cell in my battery. So I put a new battery in, and that still didn't fix the problem. As you can see, if I put a tester on here, I'm getting about 11.3 volts. Whenever I start the vehicle and let it idle, it's only getting about 9 volts, which tells me that the alternator's not working. Now what can happen is when you have a bad cell in your battery and you keep driving it like that, the alternator won't be able to keep up, but it tries its hardest, and that'll kill the alternator. So a lot of times if you have a dead battery, what will happen is you also get a dead alternator at the same time. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it off and replace it as well. Okay, so the first thing you'll want to do is just to disconnect your negative battery and set that aside. The next thing you'll want to do is loosen your belt here, and to do that there's 3 bolts that you're going to loosen on the power steering bracket here. There's one here, one below here, and one on the back side, and then you'll be able to turn this bolt over here and drop that bracket down, which will loosen the belt. On these 3 bolts, you're just going to loosen them up just a little bit so that this bracket can pivot. There's no need to take that all the way off. And the last one I can't really show you, but it's just on the other side of this belt here. And if you need to, you can take off the fan or you can crawl underneath, but it's not really necessary. I can still kind of feel it up in there. Okay, now that we've got those 3 bolts loose, the power steering pump is loose inside there, but it's still tight. And there's a bolt right under the reservoir here, and you'll just have to loosen that. And as you do, it'll drop the power steering pump down. Now it helps to have one of these ratcheting wrenches, or you can use a socket on an extension and try and get it in there. And you just want to turn this quite a ways until that comes really loose. Once you get it loosened up a bit, you should be able to push down on the power steering pump, and that'll let your belt come loose. We want it just a little looser so we can get it off of the pulley. Alright, once you've got it loose enough that you can slide the belt off to the side, then you've got it far enough, and we can move over to the alternator. Alright, now just slip the belt off the alternator, and now we'll disconnect some wires. Alright, now I can just disconnect the wires. And this one you'll have to take the little nut off. It's 10 millimeter. Make sure you keep that nut, and then take that off. Alright, now that we got the wires out of the way, we can start unbolting this thing. There's going to be 2 bolts, one on the bottom and one on the top. The bottom is 13 millimeter and the top one's 15 millimeter. Now I'll go up top and get the top one. Alright, now I've got the last bolt out, and this is the tricky part, is getting this thing out of here because the frame is right in the way. So you kind of have to push it up and maneuver it out the front, move the fan a little bit, and then slide it out just like that. Alright, there it is, the old alternator. Now I'm going to take this to the parts store and have them check it just to double check that this is what was wrong with it. But I can actually hear it. There's something not right in there. So I'll be right back after I get a new one. Man, that was quick. Now all we have to do is put it in. Alright, so we'll just stick it up in there and try to get it into place. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, once you get it tightened down, just put the belt back on and plug it in here. Alright, now all that's left to do is tighten down this belt. To do that, I'll use a socket on an air rack, or you can just use a regular wrench. Alright, what I'm looking for right here is for this belt to be tight, but not too tight. You don't want it to start putting a lot of pressure and bending these pulleys. And that's probably about it right there. Once you got that, you're going to go ahead and just tighten down these 3 bolts, and then we'll connect the battery back up. Alright, now just put the battery connection back on and tighten it up. Now when I start the car and test this, I should get about 13 volts. Let's go to shop. Alright, this message today is brought to you by Titty Twisters. No? This message has been brought to you by High Mileage. No. This message has been brought to you by Axl Rose. No. This message is brought to you by Twistered Axle. No. This message has been brought to you by Mile High Axle Twisters Off-Road Club. Please check them out on Facebook. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Do subscribe to my YouTube channel down below and check out my Facebook page and check out the website BleepinJeep.com. Leave your comments below and I appreciate it. We'll see you next time.